They didn't even try. That's what I have to say about F1 23, My Team Career Mode, and Driver Career Mode, because the game has now been out for a whole week since last Friday when it was, publicly available with the standard edition, so the dust is settled. I've played a lot of My Team Career Mode, I've seen plenty of others playing Driver Career Mode, and hopefully some of you watching right now have also played it for yourselves, and I think you'll all agree that it literally has been nothing added to these two modes. The whole section of career mode has pretty much got no attention whatsoever. Obviously, we knew the precursor warnings to this because pre-launch, in an article about things we may have missed, that we definitely didn't miss because we were all looking for them, we were, given all this info about balances and stability changes, but nothing really in the realm of new features. And in that video that I made about, my worries for the game mode, I said, post-launch, after a week or so, I would sit down and do a proper review. Having, the game being out, I can now give a reviewed opinion, having played many hours of it, basically. And there's no hiding, what's in the game is in the game, basically. So there's no, sugarcoating it. There's no way to get around it with PR, etc. So this is it. But I want to preface this entire critique of My Team and Driver Career Mode by firstly saying, aside from that mode, the handling's great on the game. The handling is night and day, so much more enjoyable. I really enjoy recording the videos right now for you guys. I'm sure you guys at home enjoy driving it. It's literally like the opposite spectrum. F1 22 is here, literally torture by the end of it, it felt like. And F1 23, amazing. Really enjoying the handling. Visually, I really like this year's game. I love the kind of different color grading they've added to the game. I think it just adds that little cinematic edge. The two new tracks they've added in, Qatar and Las Vegas, really well done, really well made. Obviously, they're always going to add the new tracks on the calendar into the game, so you can't, commend them massively, but in terms of the way they've added them in with the, the very detailed LiDAR stuff with Qatar and, massive photography and accuracy and just amazing looks of Las Vegas, really, really awesome. Story mode is obviously another part of the game, which you've got to actually take into account. It takes a lot of man hours to actually make. You got those really fancy cutscenes, you got the, developing the writing, developing all the gameplay and adding it all in. You got these new bits of UI, etc., the animations, whatever, it's story mode as a whole chunk. Story mode takes a lot of effort, and also at the same time, they've added in this new mode of F1 World, which they've really pushed, really pushed in a bid to make it a really new popular mode on the F1 game. So, they've done a lot in other areas, and the game itself is a better game in terms of driving with a wheel, playing with a controller. It is a better F1 game, lap to lap, driving it. There's no denying that for me. I personally, I think it's a much more fun F1 game to play. That does not give me any solace, though, as to what is occurring with career mode, for example. And there clearly has been a very, deliberate choice by Codemasters and EA about where they put their time. And that's fair enough in terms of it's a yearly sports game. It is very, very apparent from this year's game that they've made a deliberate choice to not show career mode any love. And in today's video and today's critique, I'm talking as a customer who loves playing career mode. I'm not talking as a creator or whatever, how the videos are doing or, how much fun I'm making the videos or whatever, because eventually, I play on PC. Eventually, I will be bringing some PC mods in and I can do some crazy stuff and I can still have a lot of fun making the videos for you. And this year, because the handling is so much better, I'll actually enjoy making the videos. I'll actually enjoy racing the videos as much as I do modding the liveries and trying to create this storyline for you guys and, just basically trying to entertain you. So today I'm talking as a customer, someone who has been playing the career mode since F1 2010. It's the first mode I boot up. It's the only mode I care about, really, in terms of how much time I put into it. Yes, I do play the occasional online race, maybe in an open lobby or, sometimes, just getting some friends or whatever. I'll play online for a little bit. I haven't competitively raced in absolutely ages. I think the last time I did that was 2014. So yeah, that's not for me. I get there's a group of people that's for, and that's calm. but I'm talking as someone who plays career mode, and I'm talking on behalf of people, all of you, who I assume are interested in career mode, because you're watching this video, also like to play career mode, and you maybe don't play other modes as much. And frankly, nothing has changed. They haven't even tried, as I said at the top of the video, with it. When you boil it down, and you remove the foundational basics, fundamentals of the game that are going to change, like the handling, red flags, the new FOM F1 World car that they've made, 35% races, and the new tracks. If you remove the foundational additions to the game that are going to be there in every mode, online, F1 World, career mode, nothing has been done to this game mode in terms of adding new features, which is atrocious. We got given pre-launch an article about what's changed in the career, and there weren't new additions, but there were apparently balances and stability changes. And actually now, having played it for a week, I think those balances have made things worse in F1 23 career mode compared to 22, because not just me, I recently saw a tweet from Ben, Tim and Marduk as well, who that backs up what I was thinking in the background, and I've seen other creators' videos with driver career mode in my team as well. I think the balances have actually made things too easy. Like even on reduced R&D and acclaim and boosted R&D and acclaim for AI, I'm able to upgrade the car every single round and bring upgrades and keep up with my rivals. And so clearly the balances have worked in the opposite direction. Things that I thought the balances were going to make things harder, because I think the general consensus was, if you know the F1 game enough, things were still a bit easy in F1 22. Like, if you're me or any of you guys who play the F1 game a lot, you know all the mechanics. You know how to get extra R&D. You know, oh, I'll upgrade the resource point generation on durability because that's the cheapest. Get some extra R&D. I'll buy those upgrades. I'll bump up my R&D, and you can basically work against the career mode settings. But that's the challenge. The challenge is for you to try and work out how to make the most R&D possible. And for those of us who know how to do that, the balances have not worked. They've gone the opposite way, clearly, because it just seems a little bit easier to keep up with the AI in terms of R&D. In terms of racing them, I don't think any balances have been made in that kind of way. The AI are very similar to F1 22, kind of same aggression, but I personally like that because it makes for some really wacky races, and also just, it kind of goes more in line with them acting like real players, because when you play online, everyone is just so aggressive, they don't want to give up the position, so it's kind of, in my opinion, good that the AI are also very aggressive, because it means you do have to be careful with your moves, and when things go wrong, and you get a bit of chaos. But so the balances and the stability changes that they made, I don't think have made a positive impact on career mode in terms of the R&D and stuff. Elsewhere with like stats or whatever, I don't really know yet if that's really changed anything in terms of, I don't know, the way AI drivers get signed or whatever like that. One new feature that just doesn't work is red flags right now, and I get they're gonna patch it. They will patch it, okay? So it won't be a problem if you watch this in a month's time. It probably won't be a problem. But right now, red flags broken completely, absolutely broken. You get a red flag, and no matter what happens after that red flag, the results will finish in the order that you started the red flag with. So that's a game-breaking bug. How did this not get picked up in quality testing? Like, is there any quality testing with this sort of thing? Because how did it not get picked up? It's so game-breaking. Imagine you got a red flag on lap 2 of a 30-lap race. You know then that the next 28 laps are not going to matter. You may as well just retire and then pick up the place you finished the red flag in. And I'm just so perplexed by what's happening here, because me and you, how many ideas do we churn out every year with game ideas? I do, 7 things we all want in F1, 23 career mode last year. 5 more things we want. additional 6 other things that people want, or 10 other things that you want. Like, the amount of game idea videos that we have done for career mode is ridiculous. I think at this point we must have like at least 50 plus ideas that are insane ideas. So in F1 World, and this is something I was banging on about when F1 World came out, F1 World has got all this new UI, new team principles, head of R&D. It's got all these other little challenge modes with these different departments, like these different research departments, marketing, like all these kind of new UIs, these new people, these fake people you've created for F1 World and your F1 World car and team. Why could you not put any of this in career mode? You've already made the assets. You've already made the gameplay for F1 World. Just plug it into career mode. Just put these modes in. Like, I know it's not as simple as that, but you get what I'm talking about. Like, they've already thought about how to implement it in F1 World. So is there not a way they could have implemented it into career mode? Like, you've done all the hard work of the new UI, these new character models and stuff, and they just didn't even consider putting it in career mode. And the reason why is because they just don't care anymore. And there's no answer to say that they don't, like, to disagree with that. And it just makes no sense, because career mode, at least in the 2010s, was definitely the majority of the player base, career mode players. And yes, recently there's been growth in online, league racing, esports, etc. But I reckon there's still a pretty healthy large portion, maybe still even a majority of players that buy the F1 game for the offline play, for career mode. So why just not bother? Why just not bother? They've launched F1 World and touted it as a great new mode, and it's a bit of fun. It's not for me. Personally, it's not for me. It's a bit of novel fun. Yeah, you can do some short races. So for those of you who don't have time to do career mode, you can play F1 World. And I'm sure there'll be some people in the comments that are going, oh, I really enjoy it. And that's because F1 World is the new style of a lot of games are going for, where it kind of keeps you coming back regularly in little short bursts, because everyone's attention spans apparently is just getting shorter and shorter now, and especially all the younger kids, they don't want to play long-term things, they want to play these short-term little things, and things like Tech Level bring you back, and this gamifying like little, upgrades, and, basically they tested F1 World with F1 Mobile Racing. If you look closely, F1 Mobile Racing is the exact thing F1 World is right now. So they've been testing it for a while, and they've had this whole plan, but it's like cool, yeah, you've made this cool new mode, but that's no solace to someone who plays career mode. Like, the same thing has happened in FIFA. Like, you got career mode and you got pro clubs. Pro clubs, oh my god, so much untapped potential. But what have EA done with FIFA? They've not bothered to bring an update to pro clubs or career mode, a tangible big one, in absolutely years. And they're basically left in the dust. And they're focusing all their attention on F1 Ultimate Team. Not F1, FIFA Ultimate Team. Slip of the tongue there, because F1 World is basically their kind of sort of Ultimate Team-esque kind of thing, and it just, like, you can say the game has got better, because it has got better in terms of the handling. It's more enjoyable. I enjoy playing it more. But the game mode that I play the most has not got better. So even though the game has got better, my game mode has stayed the same. So therefore it's dropped, because if you're not going forwards, you're going backwards. So in terms of that, it meets in the middle. It counteracts and meets in the middle. And it just frustrates me, because there's so much potential. Like, this F1 career mode, when it launched in 2020 with My Team career mode, in my opinion, was best in class. Was the best sports career mode you could find on any game, any genre of sports game. It was the best career mode, in my opinion. And with that, you have such a potential to springboard and keep making this the best career mode, best sports career mode there ever is. And it's fallen flat on its face. You've lost all the momentum, and there's just so many good ideas. I keep banging on about there's so many good ideas that you could do. And I'm going to go into a little section where I'll rattle off some ideas, because I myself have ideas. My fellow creator, Tom97, has given me some ideas of his own. In his opinion, that'll be good. Because there are so many ideas. But I asked Codemasters /EA, I asked them for a quote. because obviously I work with EA with getting the game early, so I was able to, get in touch with someone, the community manager, to ask, could you pass this question on? And I posed the question of, why hasn't there been anything new added into my team or driver career mode? And are there plans to add things in future games? What's the state of, your focus on my team and career mode? And I said, can you pass that question on to the right appropriate person, a creative director, someone, anyone? And it was a no. We can't get a quote. So there's no response from Cody's and EA, basically, officially, that, I've given you all the chance in the world. So there's no comment, basically no reply on the state of things. So yeah, I mean, I wanted to keep it nice and fair, and I think I did by prefacing all the things at the start that I like about the game, but there needs to be a fair critique about the mode, and this is it. I enjoy. The annoying thing is, I still enjoy playing it. I enjoy playing F123, my team, right now. I'm really enjoying making these videos for you guys. But at the same time, it really just niggles at the back of my head of how better this game mode could have been and should have been. Because if I'm getting so much enjoyment of just the handling alone is making it so much better, can you imagine if they added on top these kind of new ideas that we've all had? Really good ones, like, simple things also, like create your own engine. What an amazing new feature that would be. Create your own engine. Because, the vibe is now Red Bull are going off and creating their own engine with Ford. So I thought, I had this game idea 2 years ago when they announced that. It would be amazing to have the option of, okay, you're going to put some cash aside, or you have to spend X amount of money and X amount of R&D aside to build your own engine next year. And it's going to start off really slow, and then you can rapidly upgrade it because it's your own engine. So you can bring more upgrades than you would normally be able to with a customer engine. Even just that alone as one new feature would be game-changing in terms of your experience of how you could play My Team Career. But how many other ideas have we had of things like, it's your team, so do team orders, changing the visuals of the nose cone and the side pods when you get new upgrades. They've created a whole new FOM car from last year to this year. So now this FOM car will probably stay quite stable because I think next year, I think they'll just keep this FOM car. So instead of making a whole new car, why not model 5 different side pods, 5 different nose cones and wings, 5 different rear wings, and very much like, now Codemasters is under EA, your friends at Need for Speed, when you do car upgrades on Need for Speed, you can, literally in front of your eyes, you visually see the car morphing and changing into a different bodywork. Why can't we get things like that going on? And all these other ideas that, we've had in previous videos. I'm actually going to read out a fellow creator, Tom97, has very kindly listed some other ideas that also I've very much said before in the past as well. Bringing back interviews in terms of a feature they took away, in terms of interviews having effects on departments. So actually answering, in a bad way will negatively impact your acclaim, your R&D or whatever, or your just team status. That feature is in Breaking Point 2 right now. So why can't they just put it back into career mode and have an easy win? You already had it in the game. Just put it back in. Take another leaf out of an existing feature. Again, Tom said this. I've said this before. How many times have we said the R&D tree needs a refresher? It's been the same system now for 3 years in a row, and really 4 years, because in F1 2021 they moved away from an R&D tree to the icons. Now, the actual path you take those the same as the tree. So we need a refresher. Like, there needs to be, again, different trees for different teams, having more engine side for Mercedes or the factory teams, having less for the customers, having, bigger trees for the smaller teams because they've got more to go. Also, visually, just showing it differently. I've had the idea about have the tree, the OG tree where you can see it branching out, and then you just slide a button and you zoom in, and then you can see all the icons that we have right now. Some other points by Tom, and a lot of them I must have skirted over at some point in game ideas ideas videos, you know, having trade-offs of R&D. So a certain upgrade is going to give you more drag, but more downforce. Kind of like F1 Manager has right now, where you have those little trade-off menus about how you develop the car. The cost cap. The cost cap has been in F1 now for long enough that they should implement it into the game. Why is there not a cost cap it's the official F1 game, and there's no inkling of that. When we asked them about this, I think a year or so ago, they kind of said, oh, it's there in the back. It's not there in the background. It's just not. You're just lying. It's not there in the background. The cost cap needs to be a thing in the game as well. You know, visual changes, Tom said, I just said that as well. It's my teams are having more control of, you know, direct instructions to your teammate. We've said that before about team orders, having team orders in the race to go, right, you pit now, I'll pit later, or you pit later, I'll pit now, or, you know, let me past, or I won't overtake, carry on, I'm going to try and get DRS off you and stuff like that. Full calendar customization, something you can do with a mod on PC, but fully customizing the calendar after Season 1 at least, because you've already added DLC tracks in after Season 1. So why not fully customize the calendar after Season 1? Facilities, they've been the same since 2020. Tom said he thinks they need more than 3 levels, maybe 5. Personally, for me, I think they could split the facilities into even more different upgrades around the facilities. Take a leaf out of F1 Manager, take a leaf out of Motorsport Manager, and break down the facilities into other little departments and give little benefits for R&D, cash, upgrades, etc., and you know maybe more goals that you can try and do basically, and more variation in the gameplay, in the activity timeline, and just more and more. Like I said, countless ideas that I've done in about 10 plus game ideas videos over the last 2 years on the different games. There's way more ideas right now. I can't list them all. So yeah, that's been my in-depth sort of talk and critique of F1 23. My team career mode and normal career mode. Apologies if I kind of went off on a tangent here and there. You can kind of hopefully tell I am very passionate about this. I'm not putting it on or anything. I really do care about this game mode and this game being as best as it can be this much. I love playing it. I love, making videos on it, etc. And I just want it to be the best mode it can be. And so, yeah, it's just frustrating. It's just frustrating. But yeah, I felt like I really needed to put this out. A lot of you appreciated the honesty about my worries in the video I did pre-launch. And I hope you guys can appreciate this video, because I understand that I have a pretty decent platform. So I have an obligation in a way to use my platform for good in terms of this kind of thing. Because there's no point just sitting back and pretending like everything's rosy. It's not. It's not. The game mode has not changed. And that needs to be said. I will not be silenced on putting my opinion out that they've not done anything. And there's nowhere to hide. Like, there's no argument. I gave them a chance to argue, and they didn't reply. But there's nowhere to, there's nothing to hide, because you boot up the game and you see, the menu's the same. The systems everything's the same. I'm going to stop now because I'll just get myself too worked up. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed it, hit the like button. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. If you're new around here, do get subscribed for weekly Formula 1 content, because as much as the game mode has not changed, I will endeavour every single time when I play the game to try and make the most of it and make it entertaining as possible for you guys. So, yeah, if you're new around here, get subbed for that. But I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.